with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer, and today I'm going to be sharing a technique with you, showing you how to colour your stamps with daubers. So sometimes you might have a stamp like a flower and you want the petals one colour and you want the stem and the leaves another, and you can't put it all into your ink pad, so we're going to use daubers to colour your stamps like that. I'm also going to be showing you, as part of my cards, a couple of the Sale-A-Bration products. It's the Wonderful World stamp set and designer series paper that you can get for free during Sale-A-Bration. So I've really enjoyed using these papers and the stamps. You would have seen the papers used last week and the stamp sets I've used before and things too. So I hope you like today's card. So they're kind of simple designs. That is a lot of just ink, stamps and paper, so that you can use what papers you've got at home or stamp sets and sort of recreate these ideas as well. And I mean, if you want to step them up with cutting out die shaped images or adding embellishments and things, you can do that as well. So this is one of the cards that I've made. So I've actually got 3 to show you. So I'm using the Wonderful World stamp set and the papers that come with it. So this is the it's a bundle that you can get when you spend $220 or more with Stampin' Up, and but you may have similar papers or stamps that you can use, but if you like these, they're available until August or while stocks last. Alright, so here we go. So this is one of the designs, and I've done it in 2 different colours. So you can see, oops, we've got a dimensional on that one. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Well, the back of it anyway. So Orchid Oasis is one of my favourite colours, and then we've got rich Razzleberry, which is a nice colour too. So fairly simple. So I'm going to show you the technique of stamping with daubers and getting the 2 colours on one stamp set, on one stamp. So this is what the stamp looks like. So I'm going to make another one in the Orchid Oasis. So I've got, so you get daubers and they come in packs like this. I can't actually remember, 5 or 6, nice and clean. And then when you've used them lots, then they colour like this. So I tend to use, keep this for my purples and that kind of thing. You can wash them and rinse them out. They tend to stain, but then they are clean. So you can use them for other colours. All right, so I'm going to ink up the petal part of my flower with my dauber. And of course, if you wanted to, you could actually kind of do 2 tones and have a darker colour on the edge and a lighter colour in the middle, but I'm keeping it fairly simple like that. So, and then I'm going to come through with my green. So I'm using the colours in the papers, so that's some Pear Pizzazz. So you'll see that I've ended up getting a little bit of the Orchid Oasis on there. So I'm going to just try and wipe it off a little bit with my chamois. And then I'll come in with my dauber and hopefully just ink the stem part. Oops, I have gone on to the leaves, but that's all right. We'll fix that up afterwards. And then just keep going with my daubers, colouring the other parts. So I'll come back and just touch up that bit there. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to stamp this. So this piece here is about 6 centimetres or 6.5 by 10. And I'm going to stamp that. And let's see here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And then I'm going to do a little thank you on the bottom with, it's a very little one. And because I need a few thank you cards for customers and things. Lovely. There we go. All right. So that is how you colour it. So it's using a dauber. And then the rest of the card I have used. Now you'll notice this one here is a bit shorter, that one's a bit longer. My intention was to do it shorter, but I didn't quite realise until I stuck it down. So this is from the Wonderful World DSP. This is 5 centimetres by, written it down, 5 centimetres by 13. And this piece going across is, where did I write it? 7.5 by 9. Is that the right one? And then, yeah, and then this one goes over here. So these are stuck down and this is put on with dimensionals. So I'll grab my glue and put that down. So if you were here for last week, it's kind of a slightly similar design to last week with the paper. I did have one piece going like this and then a narrower piece going across. This time I've got a wider piece, like so, up as low, high or low as you like. And then with this one, I want to put it on with dimensional. So if you look at my other two cards, you'll see I've added some embellishments. This one here I haven't, so it's totally up to you on if you want to add embellishments or not. But I wanted to show you both, so I'm going to get my dimensionals and just put kind of one in each corner. So a fairly quick, easy card, but it's just learning the technique of being able to add two colours on one stamp. So daubers are great. You can even create backgrounds with daubing ink on it. Alright, so there we go. So let's add a little bit of bling to it as well. I'm adding these ones. These are quite nice because they sort of pick up the colour that is around them. We'll do another one. There we go. Alright, so that is the first card that I've done. So hi Joe, thank you for joining us again today, and everyone else who's here live, thank you, and I appreciate those that will watch the recording later. So there we go, card number one. Alright, and I'll just show you what I meant about last week's card. Again, I realise I obviously like this colour, Orchid Oasis. So you got the strip there and across, but a bit narrower, but you know, a little bit different with this design. So I wanted to make some cards that were also different from that layout. So I've got this one here, which has got, it's coming. I've used big pieces of DSP in the background and then a stamped image in the front there. So again, it's all from that same pack. I've used the yellow, and then this is Rich Razzleberry, and then this is the Orchid Oasis. So pretty simple to put together. So I started off with this piece kind of on an angle like so, and this one over the top, and then this will go on afterwards. So let's glue those down. So the size of these pieces, they are 9 centimeters by 12.8. Okay. And then the piece that goes on the top, this one here, I have used the rectangle dies to cut them out. So I don't know if you've seen these, but these are great. There's lots of different shapes and things. So one of the smaller ones tucked in there, no, that's too small, probably by my machine, I've used to cut this little shape out. So I've got one pre-cut ready to go, and I'm going to use this stamp this time. Same thing. So we're using Orchid Oasis, so we'll go back to, using that again. So we'll use our dauber, ink it up as dark or light as you like. Now there are a couple of leaf bits kind of tucking up here, which I kind of missed the first time, so you can wipe some ink off and then come back in with the green. So let's just touch that bit there, green if we can. It's a little bit delicate, but you know, we'll try our best. And then the bit, whoops, sorry, crashing away here, go with our leaves down here. Yep, I think, let's hope that works. And stamp. Beautiful one. I did get the green coming through, and we will go with our thank you again, so stamping directly on it. Beautiful. And then once again I put that on with dimensionals, but I will use some smaller ones this time. And then you have the decision of where you want to place it. So I'll show you before I take the back off. You may be one of these people and you don't like things off center. That's okay. If you don't like that, you can line it all up, and you have to make them a bit bigger. So you could do it dead center in the card, you could do it angled that way, or I've sort of angled it so it's sort of the same angle as the yellow behind. But you have a play and see what you like. But it's just trying some different layouts basically with card and paper. And if you didn't have the dies, then you can just cut a piece that size. What I might do this time is I might add a butterfly. Oops, doesn't want to come. Come here, butterfly. Trying to pick it up. maybe we'll add all butterflies, shall we, for something different. I love these brass butterflies. There we go. So you can add whatever embellishments you like, or you could add a butterfly and a couple of the other things that I've used. So that's our second design. So it's just a couple of pieces of DSP, they're the same size, with another piece on the top, and again I've used the dauber to colour my stamp. Alright, the third and final card, keeping it quick and simple today, I've kind of created a pattern at the back this time, so you'd need to be a little bit more particular with your measurements and things. And then I've cut the little banner down there. So for my circle, I have used these stylish shape dies for the circle, and then that little one there for my sentiment. You could obviously go bigger if your sentiment is a bit bigger. I'll show you, this is the Celebrating You, which is where I got the thank you from, which I've put on each of these cards. Alright, so that is my stamp. So once again, I can, let's find the stamp. I can dauber it up and colour it, but I did just want to show you one other way that you can colour your stamps with daubers. If you happen to have Stamping Right markers, because it's the same ink as the ink pad, you can use these as well. So they've got a thick end and a thin end, so I tend to like kind of using the big brush and sort of going on the side. You can also use these, which probably help you be a little bit more precise where it goes. But not everyone's got these in all the colours, so that's why daubers are great. Whatever ink pad you've got, you can use a dauber. So we'll see how this, I haven't actually tried it with this stamp. I've done it with other stamps, but not this one today. So we'll see, and Huff It is quite good too. See how it looks. I know that one's got quite a bit of ink on it, so not quite so good. The dauber actually looked better, probably because it's a distinct stamp. That one actually looks a little bit too full. So there you go, I preferred the dauber look than that one. I don't think I've got a spare circle. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead, put it together, and I'll probably redo that. But might be interesting to note maybe with the distinctive stamps, because they've got quite a bit of detail on it, a dauber is a better way to go. All right, so I'm going to put these three pieces down. So the pieces are, so it's 5 centimeters wide, and it's nearly the full length, 14.3. Now I love this paper. I've used so much of it. I was down to the very last, and then I cut one a bit too short. So I've had to do a repair job to put it back together again. But once it's down, hopefully no one will notice. So that's why the white's on the back, to hold that bit at the bottom together. I thought I was cutting a piece for that card. And then it was the last piece. All right, and then these are 4.5 wide, and this top one is 8 centimeters long, and the bottom one is 6 centimeters long. So put that on, and then the last one, and then I'm going to put my circle on like so. What I might I can say turn it over, but then the actual image thing is not so good. So I'm just going to put, for the sake of now, just one in the middle, just to hold it in place so you can see, and I'll redo that later. And then I've got my little banner. So ideally you would stamp it, then cut it. So let's see how well we do, but for the sake of time I've pre-done it. Oh, that's pretty good. And I'll use my little dimensionals to put it on. All right, so at least what I might do for this card is I'm actually going to put it on this side, because I don't know if you can see, but there's a little join there, so I'm going to hide it with that. This one's got some embellishments on it, this one hasn't. I won't add any on that because I'm going to redo it later. So there you go. Even on a live, sometimes things don't work out well. Like I say, I've used markers on stamps a lot, but maybe with distinctive stamps they just don't work so well. Definitely daubers are great to use. And if you want to, I'm just trying to see if I've got a scrap piece of paper, you can kind of, create some backgrounds with daubers too. So, you can just kind of create a pattern or something if you want it on the back. So that's something you know, quite interesting, or you do different colours and things. So daubers are quite useful in different ways, and they're also good, like, you know, if you need to colour the side of your paper, you can just use the edge of them and it just defines it and makes it kind of stand out. So and they just nicely fit on your finger. There you go. So a couple more tips with daubers too. So let me recap and show you the cards that we made today. So the first one we did was this one here. And then the second one we did was the one with the whole kind of pages behind, with it being on an angle, which some people may or may not like. Maybe if I do it like that, you can kind of, can't really see it all. And then this third one we did was with kind of arranging the pattern in the background and things. So I've used a mixture of the flowery patterns and then just kind of the monochromatic patterns of the designer series paper. So thank you for watching me today. Thank you for watching, whether it was live or the recording. I appreciate your time today. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below and ask, or contact me. If you're interested in purchasing any of this or any product and then getting this for free, and you don't have a demonstrator, please contact me and I can send you a catalogue or send information and things to you. I'd be happy to help. If you're watching this on YouTube, or if you do watch my YouTube channel, then please like it and subscribe, and you'll get to see other videos and things too. All right, thanks so much. I really enjoyed sharing these cards with you today, and I look forward to sharing something different next week. So until then, thanks a lot. Bye.